When Jesus saw the crowds, he had compassion for them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Then he said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the labourers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out labourers into his harvest."
Kathy and I have been labourers in God's harvest in Japan since 1990. Over the years, we've had the privilege of seeing God at work amongst his people in various stages of the harvest through our work with KGK, the Christian University Student Group, and through ministry to friends and neighbours in the community. One of the joys of student work is meeting students like Takaatsu. Some students arrive at campus ripe for ministry. Takaatsu had been converted in high school out of the Unification Church. From first year he was a really keen KGK member, and by the fourth year was an able leader. He spent 2 years working with the company, but he realised his true heart was for Bible ministry, so he entered theological training. He and Nozomi, whom he met through KGK, are now starting work as the new KGK staff workers for Kyushu in southern Japan. Pray for them as they carry on the work of raising up new ministry workers for Japan. Many students are referred from local churches, but they often lack conviction as they've missed out on church fellowship during the grueling years of uni entrance preparation. Much of our work is making sure that they are connected to a campus group, training them in basic Bible studies, and enthusing them for a life of witness. Pray that these students would continue to be nourished and strengthened in their years at university.
Church in Japan typically revolves around Sunday morning, with little opportunities for nourishment during the week. 8 years ago, I began a women's group aiming to train women to read the Bible for themselves and encourage one another in prayer and evangelism. Pray for these women to continue to meet and grow in Christian understanding and maturity. Being native English speakers attracts people wanting to improve their English skills. I have taken the opportunity to sow some biblical seeds through a Narnia reading circle. Each week, as we discuss the stories and related biblical passages, the ladies learn a little more of God's power, his love, and his plan of salvation. Pray that the seeds planted would bear fruit in the years to come. Through the school, a community choir, and the children's sports teams, we have built up relationships with many neighbours. Every day there were opportunities to speak about Christ, culminating in our farewell party where over 100 neighbours squeezed into our church, heard our testimony and a welcome message from the local pastor. Pray for many to follow this up, and for the church to continue to reach out, and for neighbours to come again to church events. Many people in Japan have no contact with Christians and would not dare to enter a church as they think it's a foreign sect. Through a local neighbourhood association, I was able to challenge the ladies to rethink their worldviews on a number of issues like poverty, racism, disaster, and gently persuaded them to consider the Christian worldview. Pray that these women would be open to hearing more of the gospel and it would fall on soft hearts. The harvest is plentiful, but the labourers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out labourers into his harvest.
Ploughing, sowing, watering, reaping. These are all part of the one picture, but we need to remember the activity behind the scenes. God himself is the one who is working, opening hearts, convicting people of the truth, and leading them back to himself. And he calls us to join him in this task through prayer. This year, Kelly Nicholas and Brad and Michelle Jackson, with their 3 children, joined the CMS team in Japan. They are busy building relationships with their church and neighbours and working on their language skills. Give thanks for their enthusiasm and commitment, and pray for endurance and fruitfulness in years to come. We are leaving Japan, but we will continue to work in ministry in Sydney amongst the many Japanese who visit or live here. Often Japanese are more open to the gospel and change when they are away from their homes. Pray for God's Spirit to work in their hearts, to hear the word, hold it fast and bear fruit.